Good evening, my good people. This is your host, Diana Mekubo, and I have a guest, and she is going to introduce herself because today we are going to talk about mistakes learners make when they are learning a language. But before we do that, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Diana Priska. I'm a teacher of languages and I'm happy to be here. We're going to talk about the common mistakes that we do when we are learning the languages. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Diana, for introducing yourself. Um, Would you please tell us, Johnny, about your tell us a little bit about your teaching of language? Like, how has it been? When did you start this? When did you realize that you had a dream of teaching language, or rather, you had a dream of becoming a teacher?
So, first of all, I've been teaching language for several years, and I noticed that I could be a teacher of language when I was still in high school. I could practice with people, I could let them understand how they could construct sentences because it was easier for me. So after my Form 4, then I thought, why not? Why could I not be a teacher? So I thought it's easier to teach people languages, not only English, but other languages. So to make it easier to communicate and to understand each other.
Ah, excellent. That is so nice. I guess a lot of people realize that they want to become teachers or they want to become educators mostly when they are still studying, and maybe when they are given a task to maybe lead a class discussion, lead a debate. That's when they realize, I think I could do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So now let's dive in into today's discussion, where we are going now to talk about the mistakes learners make when they are learning a new language. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is number one? What is the biggest mistake you see new language learners make? Yeah. What is the biggest that you have seen from one? You have seen in several learners who are learning a new language.
Well, for the time that I've been teaching language, I think it's several years now, but I've noticed certain mistakes almost every learner makes, regardless of the language that they learn. Most of the time, they're being afraid to make mistakes, especially when we are learning. We want to be very perfect and overthinking every sentence. So we get it out of the context. Like, we are not even sure what we're saying, and also we are not communicating, but we really want to be perfect. So that is the main mistake, like we are even afraid to make mistakes.
Mm, okay, so you find that thing I say is, what if I pronounce this word wrongly? Are they going to laugh at me? What if it's not the right thing? So I feel that because they fear that they don't want their fellow learners to, mock them and say, hey, yeah, she doesn't know how to speak. I mean, I get that because I am also an educator, and I have seen that when learners, they'd rather keep it to themselves and maybe speak a language that they know well.
Yeah, true.
And then we find, yeah, that is true where you say that they feel like they need to be perfect in order to speak. That is true. Yeah, they feel like they need to be very fluent. Sorry, they need to be very fluent so that they can be in a position of communicating, of which that is not right. Children and parents who are here just not to be perfect in a language. You can use it to speak so as you boost your confidence so that you can grow in speaking a particular language, maybe a Swahili, or maybe Swahili language. Sorry. Okay. Thank you so much for answering that question. Another one. Now, you said that they are afraid of making mistakes. Uh-huh. Why? Why do you think they're afraid of making mistakes?
They start part of fear of embarrassment. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what is everyone going to say about what I've said, how I've pronounced it? Back then,
Mm-hmm.
if we went to high school or any other school together, you realize that the
Mm-hmm.
group of people, all our teachers, we have that part of where we've grown up in, and you realize our pronunciation is different. Like, for example, the pronunciation of R and L. So some people, instead of saying lion, will say Ryan, even if they mean the lion part, and
That's
everybody's going
right.
to laugh at you, and then that's going to be an embarrassment. And also, uh, the other part is, you want to sound like native speakers immediately. For example, most of these people who come to Kenya to visit Kenya, they already want to sound like the people who are in Kenya who are speaking Kiswahili. And it's very difficult for you to sound like that. Another example, when you go to Kenyan.
Sorry about that. I believe that she has faced some internet issues, but I believe that she's going to come back. So, as we were having this, as we were speaking, or rather, what we were discussing about at this moment, we say that many learners fear, are being afraid of making a mistake when they are learning a particular language. So, we were trying to explain why are they afraid of making mistakes? Yeah. And we saw that one of the thing that happens here is that they fear, fear of embarrassment. They don't want to be laughed at. Yeah. And because they don't want to be laughed at, they don't speak. And then another thing is that you find that most of these beginners, they want to sound immediately as a native speaker, which is not possible. Yeah. So, and due to that, you find that whew, they have made a mistake. Mhm. Let's hope that she joins. Okay,
Sorry.
for that. Yeah. Welcome back, Diana. Sorry for that. I leave it where some of connection problems. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you are
sure.
explaining something. You are explaining something really, really important. Why are learners afraid? You mentioned that they fear embarrassment. Another thing that you have mentioned is because that is like you feel like they want to sound like native speakers just immediately, of which that one is not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Later on, definitely they will sound as native speakers, right? But
Yeah,
not
sure
at
thing.
the beginning, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. You have some more points?
No, I think that's all. I think mostly it's always about, I really want to speak in this language. I want to make it work, but it doesn't come so easily because we have to do a lot of practice, and then we can sound
Sure.
like the natives.
That is very true. So, another question is that is making mistakes important when learning a language? Do you think that it is important for a learner to make mistakes when they are learning a language?
Yes, it is very, very important to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you don't know the progress. And mistake
True.
shows, number one, that you're trying. For you to come up to that level that you're making mistakes, it means you're trying. Even when you want to construct one sentence, you have to try with short, then make a longer sentence. And also,
True.
Fluency develops through practice and
Mm-hmm.
not perfection. So every
Mm-hmm.
time you practice, it means you're going to develop the fluency.
Fluently.
And
Uh-huh.
one time you're just going to talk like any other person in that language that you're trying to build yourself in it. So
Uh-huh.
making mistakes is one of the best things because it
Mm-hmm.
shows how much you're trying to achieve your fluency in a particular language that you're learning from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that answer. So, parents who are watching us today, just know that parents and educators, not parents only, but parents and educators and homeschooling teachers, just know that the learners will make mistakes. It is important for them to make mistakes. It is not wrong for them to make mistakes. It is important because it that these learners are learning and they are trying, and through the practice that they are having, eventually they are going to be fluent in this particular language. So let us not forget that. Let us not see that making mistake as a failure. No, it's not. It is progress. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. It's actually very, very educative because I believe some parents, some teachers, and yeah, do not know this. And once we really understand this, it means that we are going to continue encouraging our learners to keep on putting effort so that they actually start speaking this particular language or even speak like native speakers, because I know that is the dream of every diaspora parent who are
Yes.
teaching their children their native languages. For example, we can talk about Swahili. I know a lot of parents are trying to give their children their, language heritage. Yeah, give them their roots, to give them their, their heritage, pride, and roots. So, and in most cases, they just want them to be, to speak immediately.
Yeah.
Now, know that it takes time. They will make mistakes, and mistakes show progress. So let us not feel like that they are lagging behind. Not really.
True.
Okay. Yes. Thank you for that. You have answered that question quite well, and we are indeed learning. So, another question that I have with me here. Mm-hmm. I know you have faced new learners, and what is this thing, or what advice would you give someone who is too shy to speak? You have them in class, you ask a question, and then you find that this learner is not responding in Swahili. This learner is actually responding in English. Because this learner is actually too shy to speak. So, what advice would you give this learner?
I always believe that once we all practice and know something, we won't
Mm-hmm.
be too shy. So if
Mm-hmm.
the learner is too shy, it means number one, we have to encourage the learner to keep speaking
True. Mm-hmm.
in the same language that we're trying to make them learn. And this one starts with a short sentence. If you
Mm-hmm.
want them to construct a sentence, you don't give them long sentences, but very short, like 2 words. It's like when a child is starting to learn, they start with the letters, the vowels, and then they proceed to now making words. One,
Mm-hmm.
2 letter words, three, and then with that. So
Mm-hmm.
we start with the short sentences, and also we encourage practice like every
Mm-hmm.
day or anytime. You tell them to practice with their peers, to practice with their parents, or practice with any other person who is there to help them in the progress. And also the part that people don't always do is to
Mm-hmm.
celebrate their progress, especially the younger ones. They become very happy when people celebrate their progress. Tell them they've done well. Give them, give, like, try to motivate
Incentives,
them.
encourage them.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
motivate them differently. Well done, buy them, give them treats, or give them other books. And each time, make sure they
Mhm.
make notes from whatever they're reading from. And that one makes a bigger progress. So I believe with all that, they're going to turn out good speakers, and we won't face any shyness. And it's true that if you know something, nobody's going to keep you away from talking about it. So when they know much, then they're going to speak about it.
That is absolutely incredible. I like that. Now, that one is taking me back to the time I was having discussions on, where we were learning, saying that consistency, yeah. And
Yes.
we talked of an example. This parent is wants her kid to learn Swahili maybe on a Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is at on a Friday for, imagine, 3 hours. On a Friday for 3 hours, yeah. And
Yeah.
then we also have this other one who makes sure that her kid learns Swahili every day for only 20 minutes. Now, who do you think will have fluency faster? Is it the one who does it for who does for 3 hours in a day, or is it the one who does the learning for only, not for only, yeah, for only 20 minutes every day?
The As a teacher, I've come to understand that the kid's mind works very fast, and also it disappears very fast. So the
Mm-hmm.
consistency really matters. 20 minutes
Mm.
every day is way more better than 3 hours in a week. It's the kid only learns for some times and then they switch off. They are not there
Yeah,
in
sure.
learning anymore. But if you
Mm,
give them 20 minutes and it's interesting, you bring all the stories, the storybooks, you bring in the peers, you bring in
mm,
anything that will stir their mind, they keep being motivated throughout. So 20
yeah, sure.
minutes, it's better
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
compared to the 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's all I can say.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, indeed. If you learn 20 minutes every day, mm, trust me, that practice is going to go a long way because they will be fluent very fast.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you have also said that you need to, this shy learner needs to, start speaking with short sentences. That is really, really great because the short sentence, it means that the understanding is, it's not a complex sentence. Anyway, it's not a complex sentence. It's a simple
Yeah.
sentence that is understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is good. And then there's a point that you spoke about where celebrating the learner's progress. Yes. Do you know celebrating their progress will give them the confidence that they didn't have? Because if you
Yeah.
give if they are appreciated, they'll feel like, I am doing great. Why not continue speaking?
Yes.
Because they like that. I mean, who doesn't like, you know, who doesn't like being celebrated? Who?
No one.
No,
We all
yeah, we
want
all
to be
like that.
motivated.
And due to that acknowledgement, yeah, we better,
True.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, great. Yeah. So, another question is that, okay, now this question actually touches Tayari Not Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and before we move to this other question, I have something to say that at Tayari.live, we have a Tayari app. And in that app, we have, if you sign up your child, we have 20 minutes every day that your child will get to learn new languages, read a story, and then have AI grandma, where now they are going to have a conversation with AI grandma. And then apart from that, they are going to play a very interactive game for 20 minutes. So imagine you have such activity going on. This actually will motivate a child to continue learning, right? So
Yeah.
we have that every single day. So if you finish today, you are now able, by tomorrow, you'll have unlocked another study session. Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. Can I join? Or is it for kids only?
As a parent, you can join and see what happens because we have a parent dashboard where you'll see what happens. And I mean, if you register your child, you'll definitely be seeing their progress and see what they have done. So you can join as a parent.
I'm definitely registering my child.
Okay, that is good. We'll be happy to have you on board.
Thank
So
you.
now many people use language learning apps. Do you think they are enough for learning a language? I know we have so many apps out here that teaches languages, teaches our the African languages and other languages. So, do you think that they are enough? Do you think that there's something that should also be used to reinforce you know the learning in the apps?
Let me tell you, I once tried to use a language app, especially for translation, because I went to a different country where I couldn't speak their language
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
they couldn't speak English too.
mm-hmm,
I think there is a bigger barrier when you talk about the language apps. They're not bad, but they only teach you a little bit. There are no emotions in it.
mm-hmm,
But when you're using an educator or a teacher that you're talking to, it's
mm-hmm,
different. If you use that and add with the apps, that's all right. But
mm-hmm,
using it by itself alone, it has a lot of disadvantage compared to the advantages
mm-hmm,
because you'll just learn the basic. For example, if you're in Kenya and somebody says habari, and another person said jambo, and the other person says sasa, and the other
mm-hmm,
person says shikamo. They're talking of the same thing, but it always depends with the emotions on how the answer is going to come out. So
mm-hmm,
I do agree that app helps, but it doesn't
mm-hmm.
give much emotions on how you can learn
Mm,
the language better.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So, are you trying to say that these apps they can't replace real conversations that people would have? The one-on-one conversation.
No, they can't. They
Mm-hmm.
can't like communicating it becomes a bit difficult because you just learning because you want something. For example, if I'm going to, I know I'm going to the airport, I'm going to meet people and all that. I'm just going to look for what like, hello, this is my bag. I need to move from this counter to the other counter. I'm just trying to communicate, but I'm not really there to make any conversation. If they ask me anything, if anybody try to make conversation with me, it's going to be very, very difficult. So that shyness is still going to come in because I don't know anything. I only learned the only part that I'm going to communicate with, and that's all. But I'm not going to make any conversation. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Parents and teachers and educators, you have seen that. Yes, these apps are good, but they are only useful for vocabulary learning. Sorry for that. Learning vocabulary and grammar. And they can't replace the real conversation that you can have with someone. That is indeed great. I bet sometimes that is what we forget. So now, um, another question. Um, yes, yes, yes. Now that we are speaking about these apps, now, now that we have seen that it is limited to emotions and all that, now, do you think that we should, we should let learners combine, you know, combine learning with the app?
I'm
No, no, no,
not.
no. Let me ask this question well.
Yeah.
What should learners combine with apps? Like, let's say if I'm learning a language, what should I combine it with, with the apps?
Yeah, I think also the part of the app and the learners also depends with the age of the learners,
Mm-hmm.
because internet sometimes, even if you check with the apps, they are not really suitable for some ages. So sometimes I prefer the educators and the teachers to go through with the guidance.
Mm-hmm.
The apps can still come in, but with the guidance of the parents, the educators, and all that. Because
Mm-hmm.
some of the words or the vocabulary they are trying to learn, that they don't really fit them well. And
Mm-hmm.
this one, I will tell you, if you've ever gone somewhere to a different country or a different speaking a community that speaks a different language, you realize when you want to learn a language, they always tell you the bad words, but not the correct ones, because everybody feel like you need to start with that. It is
Mm-hmm.
something that people believe. I don't know where it came from. I just found it there. So you somebody tells you, "Oh, I know I can speak this." Then you ask them, "What can you say?" And the answer that you get really shocks you, like, why didn't this person teach you on how to greet other people? But mostly they don't go for the greetings, they go to different one. So I would really like us to use the apps too, but there must be guidance on how we're going to use them. uh,
Mm-hmm.
it is a work world, and it's full of internet, the AI and ChatGPT and everything. But
Mm-hmm.
then we must have guidance. And as I
True.
said also before, the use of educators more is it's more tangible, because you can feel the emotions when we're talking and all that. It's
True.
like when somebody sends you a text, you're going to read it with your emotions, are you?
Yeah, sure. And then like, he sounds angry. Or he's
Yes.
happy. Mm.
Yeah, you keep guessing like, this is a very harsh message. And considering that message does not even have emojis and everything, but you're going to read it according to your emotions. But when we're talking right now, you can really feel Diana is very angry. Diana is okay. Diana is this. Diana is yawning. She looks tired and all that. You can read the emotions. And I
Yeah.
believe when it comes to language and conversation, emotions are very important, and it's easy to communicate like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That is very true. Very true. Now we are moving to um, a third part of our discussion. And here we are going to talk about inconsistency. Like, why do so many people give up after a few weeks? I know when you start a language, like, yay, I am learning Swahili, I am starting Swahili, I have a very exciting teacher, but
Yeah.
within few weeks, you have given up. Within few weeks, you don't want to learn Swahili anymore. Yeah. What is this? Why? Why do we give up um, this soon?
Most of the people get discouraged because when we are learning, it becomes autonomous. Like it's like most of the educators will want to make you learn same thing once twice, third time, and all that, then you
Mm-hmm.
realize, is it the only thing that you're going to learn? So it becomes hectic. If you learn today about greetings, tomorrow you learn about greetings, the other day you learn about greetings.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there's no progress.
But
And
let me.
also,
I have a
yes,
question before you
yeah.
continue. Will repetition, because we know that we learn a language by repetition, is it not good? But I mean, anyway, if you learn greetings 3 days, I know that is bad. 2 days is fine, but not three, right?
Yeah, even if we check on how we're going to plan our lessons, it becomes autonomous. I mean, it's okay to learn the language, but it can come to you can the greeting can come today, then maybe tomorrow, and then you skip it, and then it might come again later.
Mm,
But if you progress with it like throughout, I believe everybody thinks like repetition makes it so easy for us to grasp something. But I tell you, there are some people who are very fast learners. And if you get that part of making the conversation boring, they just get tired about it. But they've grasped it, yes. But if you keep talking about it, it makes it more boring. And also, most
mm,
of the people, they lose hope when they feel like they're not progressing. That's now
true.
on the self assessment. People feel
Mm-hmm.
like it's already 1 month. I can't talk. I can't construct sentences.
Mm,
But each and everyone has their progress. So you should just learn to progress, even if it's slowly by slowly. But mostly, I
mm.
know people lose hope when they think they are not progressing. And also that
That
part
is.
where we don't celebrate the people's progress and all that, like as an educator and everything, you are not celebrating whatever they're doing and all that. They feel like this person, they keep bashing me out. They don't care if I'm progressing or not. People just lose hope and they lose interest in learning the language. And then other people, they get teased by their peers, like, you're not learning, you're not even good
Mm,
enough. And if you're not self-motivated and you get that part where people are opposing everything that you're doing, it doesn't come out so well. So it really has a lot of challenges there, and that's what
mm.
makes people quit.
Ah, yeah. That is indeed true. Yeah, if I was not making progress, I know I would think like maybe I'm not learning. And then you feel like it's a waste of time. Then you decide to drop it. But I also feel like sometimes some people, they lack a routine. If you have a routine and maybe you say that every day at this particular time, this is what I'll be doing, if you have that routine, I know it will motivate you to continue. But if you do not have a routine, you just anytime you just think that you can jump into it, and then if tomorrow you've not jumped into it, like it is you are maybe you have a busy schedule, it means that you cannot continue. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you feel
true.
like the learning is not becoming really really fulfilling. Yeah. That is true. So we are almost coming to the end of our discussion, and we are almost coming to an end of our discussion. And those who are watching us today, yeah, you are a learner of a language. Tell us in the comment section, what has been your biggest challenge in learning a language? Yeah? Are you afraid of speaking because you fear making mistakes? And which language are you currently learning? Maybe we can be of help. Eh? How many that particular language? Uh-huh. Please type it on the comment section, and we'll be reading your comments so that we see where you are, what you are telling us, and we can have we can discuss it further. Mhm. And now, what's one language learning have you want to improve this week? I feel like been doing this wrongly. How about I improve it next week? What is that learning habit that you want to change so that next week your learning can really become fulfilling? Hmm? You can tell us in the comment section so that we have a discussion around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Diana,
Yes.
um, this is where you just answer with just one word. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So one word is that one word that learners should remember when they are learning a language.
They can do it.
They can do it. How many words are those? They can do it. Those are
Or
four.
or
Mhm,
I can.
mhm. I can. Those are two. We want one word.
Possible.
Yes, possible. It is indeed possible to learn a language. You know what I say?
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yes.
Consistency.
I think
Hmm.
that's the perfect one.
Yes,
Yeah.
consistency. Now, another one,
Yeah.
grammar or speaking fast. Which one would you go for? Grammar or
I'll go for speaking fast. Then grammar will come later.
yes, that is true. You'd make mistake in your speaking, but it is through that you now learn the grammar, right?
Yeah.
It is true that, for example, if a learner say that ng'ombe imelala, it's not grammatically correct, is it?
Yeah.
It's not correct. So that is where now the learner is going to be softly corrected and told that ng'ombe ako katika ngeli ya awa na mbishi a. Sivyo?
Ndivyo.
We say sasa ng'ombe si ng'ombe imelala, si ndio?
Yeah.
Speaking fast is important, and then grammar will follow. Very good. Thank you for that. Um, books or videos?
Um,
Which one would you choose to be the best for someone who is starting to learn a language, a beginner?
can I say both?
Yes, indeed,
Both.
yes. Both of them are going to reinforce learning of this language. That is, you cannot rely on only one. Both of them
True.
are quite very important.
Yes.
Yeah, both of them are very, very important. Now, um, now this is the last question and the closing question. We are closing our live, and the question is: if you could leave your viewers with one piece of advice, what would you help them become successful language learners? What will it be?
The biggest part is consistency is the key when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to learning a language,
Mm-hmm.
and don't stop
Very,
because
yes, very nice. Mm-hmm.
it's not easy, but don't stop.
Mm.
Consistency will take you to places, and be
Mm-hmm.
disciplined with yourself, and that will
Mm-hmm.
work perfectly.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. For our viewers, you are watching us right now, whether you are a learner, you are learning a new language, you are a parent or educator. Uh-huh. Like she has said that we have consistency. She has said that we should not stop no matter how hard we are pressed, no matter how hard we are pushed. We should not stop because again, consistency is key. But one thing that I would like to add on top of that is that don't wait to be perfect, then you start speaking. No.
True.
You can start speaking at any level. And because of that, you are going to keep on making progress matters a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
So, thank you so much for joining my live today. I'm
You're
so
welcome.
happy to have you on board. Indeed, we have learned a lot from you. And I believe those who are watching us, I hope you are writing notes because this is quite important for all of us who are um, teaching our children and educators. You know,
Yeah.
so thank you so much. Let's keep practicing. Let's keep consistent in learning, and I believe that we will be native speakers of that particular language that you are learning.
True.
You have yourself a nice evening. Let's meet another day for yet another interactive learning session.
Thank you for
Goodbye.
having me. Bye.
You're welcome.